Before this video begins, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Also, be sure to check out my affiliate links down below so you can get discounts on different car mods and products. Alright, let's get into the drive. Hello and welcome! Today we're driving a 2007 Chevrolet Corvette Convertible. This is finished in black with a red and black leather interior. I would like to thank Soda Motors for allowing me to both review and drive this Corvette. I just did a full review, so check that out on the channel right now for all the in-depth specs, but I'll just give a quick rundown right here. So this has 79,000 miles, currently stickers about $28,000, and is a two-seater coupe. It weighs in with around a 3,200 pound curb weight and used to cost about $50,000 back in 2007. This is powered beneath a classic clamshell hood, a 6-liter naturally aspirated V8, that's an LS2 engine, making 400 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. This achieves 0 to 60 in around 4.5 seconds. This is of course mated with a rear-wheel drive platform and is mated with a 6-speed shiftable automatic transmission. This has 18-inch alloy wheels in the front with 275 tires and 19-inch wheels with 285 tires in the rear. This is part of C6 generation of Corvette, running from 2005 to 2013 model years. It's 174 inches long, 72 inches wide without the mirrors, and 49 inches high, and the last generation of Corvette to date to retain the traditional round rear taillights. Alrighty, and that will just about do it for the rundown. Make sure to check out the full review for more about this Corvette, but let's take this for a spin. And we will be doing a 0 to 60 at some point during this video. Alrighty, so this does have its stock rear exhaust system, so it has a quad tip exhaust system. You heard it start up just about a little earlier, and I think it sounds okay. Could be a little more insane if you put an aftermarket setup on it, but overall I think it's competent for a 2005 model-ish Corvette. And yeah, I think it's a pretty decent sound. We'll see how it sounds up in the higher RPMs in just a little bit here. But my first impressions, this has medium steering. It's pretty heavy at times, but the gas pedal is actually very heavy. I feel very it feels very restrictive in the early points of pressing the acceleration pedal, but then overall what I've heard is once you get through that little bite, then it gets insane. So yeah, we will be careful with this car. I won't do anything too insane because I do not want to die. And I'll get back to you just after this traffic. Alrighty, so we are in sport mode. And we're at 50. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it doesn't treat it like a turbo. It's a naturally aspirated V8, so it has a punch and kick really all through the rev range. But yeah, it takes a little bit to get there. Definitely. Up here you do have a head-up display, as you can see. That's in green. It might be very faint on camera, but yeah, since the C5 generation of Corvette, so that was 1997 to 2004, they've had that. So GM pioneered that, which is really cool, because to this day in 2022, it's a high option in many cars, and it doesn't even exist in that many cars yet. So that's a cool thing that Corvette's been known for a long time. Yeah, so this gen ran from 2005 to 2013. This is an 07 with the base engine of a 6-liter, but it does have a lot of options along with it. Yeah, so as I'm sitting here, I can hear an idle, which is a very good thing in my opinion. I like hearing some exhaust noise. And I have the windows up just to hopefully assist a little bit with wind noise. Ooh, it does sound nice and throaty down low. I like that. Nice charger, artsy. Yeah, it sounds pretty deep down there. And we can come to a quick stop here and do a rough 0 to 60 just as soon as this truck gets out of the way. Alrighty, traction is on. I'm just in normal drive mode, but also sport driving mode right there. 60. Okay. Yeah, that is very, very, very good. It feels very solid though, because I am very, very far down low in this car. It has very, very, very little ground clearance for sure. But yeah, this thing definitely feels very happy and eager to get up to speed. I don't know what the top speed is on a C6 Corvette. It's probably above 180 miles an hour, or just about there. And we're not going, of course, anywhere close to that. This car is scary, but it feels pretty dang easy to drive, at least in normal mode. But if I were to go into S, right here, it'll just have it shift a lot more aggressively and stuff. So it's a 6-speed auto. It has some nice gears to go through. And yeah, as for the ride, just in a smooth road like this, it's actually not too bad. It's pretty forgiving. Visibility is of course great. I like the hood where it flares out just at the top edges for the headlights, of course. And those are actually Xenon HID, which is a pretty early iteration of that. So I like having those. They're so much brighter than halogens. And yeah, visibility is pretty good. I love the head-up display. I'd always want a head-up display in a modern or an older car. It just helps so much versus looking at a gauge, especially in a performance car where you gotta be careful and make sure you don't die or lose control or traction. Helps to keep your eyes a little bit off of that. Let's test a little bit of the turning radius. Okay, it's not great, but it's okay. It's a smaller sports car, so it's not a big deal. Let's not get that in someone else's grass, because I don't own this car. Yeah, the brake pedal actually has a pretty soft spot for the beginning of it, so that's a bit interesting to me. Okay, yeah, it definitely gets a bit louder when you get into it. Jeez, my foot was near the floor to that. This does have drilled rotors, which is nice, so that gives me a bit more confidence for the braking power in here, because, yeah, the Corvette is often known and referred to, deservedly, as America's sports car. So yeah, this is definitely a sports car. This is a rear-wheel drive. I have got to be careful in this. Let's go through about 45 right here. Feels good. Tiny bit of body roll, stays pretty flat. That's about 70. Yeah, the gas pedal is very responsive, which is nice. As you saw right when I let off, it does go back into a calmer mode. And I'm in drive on the shifter, but I am in sport right there. If I go into tour right here, I do notice it does just drive a bit more calm in the RPMs, but if I go into sport, I don't notice too much of a change, but this does ride on 4-wheel independent suspension, so that definitely helps a lot with some of the handling aspects of this. And honestly, going through those bumps, that's a horrible spot in the road. It was not too bad. And we will get back out onto a little bit of a faster road. Of course, we're not going to be discussing wind noise in this car because I have the top down. But if you put the top up, convertibles are often just a bit louder because they only have canvas between you and the open, wide world above you. So yeah, wind noise is not too much of a priority. You do get some nice burble and idle. I do like this stock exhaust so far, just sitting here. Got a tiny bit of tire squeal. Had great handling though. I don't want to get this like far loose or anything. That was very comfortable handling though. I like that. Brakes are a bit squeaky. That's just because I've been using them, of course. Yeah, I really do like how you get, I like how the speedo is set up here. It's such a wide range, all the way up to 200, because it gives you 10 mile per hour increments and 5, which is very easy to see and very nice to have. So that's very good to have. And yeah, it actually stays very, very, very drivable in normal driving. I'm at 1100 RPM going 52. And yeah, this is easy as can be. So this actually does, unless you're in S, if I put it in S, it'll kick up a bit quicker, but overall it's still pretty drivable at normal speeds, because as you have definitely all seen as a car enthusiast or whoever is watching this, a lot of Corvette drivers drive pretty dang slow because they're older people and they just tend to use them as leisure vehicles. So they'll often be the ones going 5 to 10 under the limit in occasions, but if you hand it to a young driver like myself, yeah, we're not exactly doing 5 under. So yeah, it's I love this Corvette so far. I personally would like a C5 in a manual, I think those would be really cool, but I've never driven a Corvette until now, so of course I love this C6. Yeah, so the brake pedal has a bit of a dead zone where it, not dead, but it just doesn't brake all that hard. So this is not something that actually throws you around all that bad. In day-to-day traffic or day-to-day driving, I actually enjoy it very much. So this is very, very manageable to drive, surprisingly. I guess that's why a lot of older people use these kind of like leisure vehicles and show vehicles. So it's very, very drivable in a daily aspect. So I like that very much. And then additionally to that, the fit and finish inside of here, it's a Corvette, it's not a luxury vehicle. It's just trying to be like amazing performance bang for your buck. And I think they achieve it immensely well because everything's padded in here all the way up the door sill. And yeah, it's actually pretty good in here. It has an infotainment system, pretty responsive. It's a very old system, no backup camera at this age, but it's very easy to use. It has a Bose audio system, which is nice. So inside of there, it does get pretty bumping speakers, so I like that. And in addition to that, for the transmission, at least in light driving, it drives very, very smooth. It actually, you feel the shift, but not too bad actually. I really don't dislike driving this. Visibility helps with a Corvette. Convertible, of course, so that's very nice. Blind spots are like non-existent. Yeah, so cruising here at 50, this ride's actually pretty smooth. Of course, the suspension is tight. Like if I go like this, you see I don't really go anywhere. Like if you put input, you really do start to move around a bit, which is good. It has a good sporty steering. But I think everything about this so far is just a great balance, honestly. As a driver, as a passenger, yeah, now I can comment on the seats. They're okay, actually. They have a partial power seat, which is weird for the driver. They don't have a full power seat. So they actually they have a hard lever, which is very odd to me, to change the main torso area of the seat back and forth. I thought that would be full power, but and let's see, there's a little bit of lumbar support in here, but I wish they had just kept it full power for the rear seat. It's a little weird that they chose a hard lever for that, but that's okay. Overall, these seats are not too bad. They're not actually insanely grippy. They're good. They're great for hard driving, but yeah, they're not too bad. They yield a decent bit of comfort, so they're dailyable. At least everyone's moving out of the way for the Corvette, so that's always nice. Appreciated. Can't go too fast because there's people around, obviously, but yeah, I actually like driving this a lot so far. It's a great balance. It has immense power. We'll just drive it a little bit harder in a little bit once I get fully used to this car, but yeah, this is a great balance, and I really like just about everything about this car so far. And let's pop ourselves into S so we can actually try out these paddles, just see how responsive they are. They're not actually insanely quick to reply. This is an earlier system of this, but yeah, they're quick enough to reply. They're a bit quicker in upshifts than they are in downshifts. That's typical of most cars, so they're okay paddles. Nothing too bad, nothing to scoff at. And it's very nice. It's a drive-in paddle mode. Obviously, you can have some more control and just definitely have some more fun with it at certain times. But yeah, if you get into this thing, as you saw, just flooring it, this really does reply. This thing is scary at a lot of different moments. Like right here, we'll stomp it. I didn't lose traction or anything. I have traction on, but this thing is very eager to please. We were already almost at 50 there, just from like 20. So yeah, gotta be careful with this thing. Alrighty, that'll just about wrap up this review of this 2007 Chevrolet Corvette automatic convertible. Thank you very much to Soda Motors in Newport, Rhode Island for allowing me to both review and drive this vehicle. Make sure to check out my in-depth review and a POV ASMR drive coming out soon. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.